Welcome back one and all, to UK, and as the title suggests, this is Revival the Rivals. So yeah, we was at Revival yesterday, Saturday the 20th of May. It was May, isn't it? Yeah. Getting old and forget stuff. From literally before start anything, absolutely brilliant day. Hands down, Craig Turner, who sets it all up, runs it all. Mate, you smashed it. Honestly, you really did. I really enjoyed the day. Absolutely brilliant. So I've got so many thanks, and I'll try and remember as many people as I can as well, like shout outs and stuff. If I forget anybody, I do apologise, really sorry. But the biggest thanks has to be to James, Sabby James. Went up, I was supposed to be taking my daughter, she's not very well, she's still not very well now. James took his lad and his nephew. I think they had a good time. They got a little bit bored because of kids, you know, the young lads. Towards the end, I think we'd about done it by then. We just missed the Street Fighter final battle. But James, man, honestly, and you guys will see equally why I'm sort of thanking James so much, because man, the dude's an absolute legend. He's yeah, class is one of my best friends, honestly, and the little bastard's leaving me. Again, I'm not going to stop for me to say. I think he should do his own video, but yeah, not happy. Not happy. But more power to him. So like I say, I'll come on to sort of James separately. Jay, Snake, absolute. I mean, obviously James was sort of with his lads a little bit during the day and stuff, so we flicked in and out. Me and Jay kind of tended to hang around, probably a bit more together if you like. Just doing your own thing still though. And Jay's always great company. And I think the last time we was at the Winter War, mate, it was me and Jay and James as well. So maybe there's something about us three that just seems, I don't know. It's not sort of saying no one's house welcome. It just seems a bit odd that each one I've really enjoyed. The Revival ones always just been the same three people. Having said that, there was other people there. Daft Steve, seen Daft Steve, Timbo, Bad Fuck Up, nice to see Tim, Chris, CJ Moore. I know Chris is plunging or ascending to that complete Mega Drive collection. There was a chap called Pete, I think it was, I'm sure his name's Pete, the teacher. You know who you are, pal, nice to meet you. On the hunt for Amiga CD32 games. See my mate Balder from work, which was quite weird. He was there with his workmates. Who else? None other than Danester, 316 or something, I can't remember. I don't put numbers at your name anyway. You all know Dana, I'll put all links to everyone if they've got channels down below. Dana was there with Ant Harper. Shit, and I did promise him I would do this and I forgot. You know what, Ant? I've lost a fucking card. Anyway, I will put the links to Ant's got a store. Online store now, and as he's massively into his 8-bit stuff, 8-bit micros, and he hooked me up big time. So again, details at Ant's shop there. Ant Harper, absolutely legend, surfer dude, man, totally rad. But yeah, Dana, he's such a fucking. His voice was going. I've got some footage, so I'll put it up. I might put it up separately. Yeah, Dana's always a good laugh. We all just take the piss out of each other, and he is a top lad. Did a few sales for me as well. So, you know. Took a few odds and sods in there to sort of supplement the day, and he hooked me up big style. So thanks, buddy. Honestly, do really appreciate that. You didn't have to do it. You never have to do it, but you always offer. And yeah, top bloke, top bloke. Who else is there? Oh fucking hell! Come on, Stu. Retro Lords, they were doing comparing, you know, the sort of the tournaments and stuff. So yeah, old Bobby, I always forget his mate's name, but they were doing all the comparing and, you know, whatnot. And then there was, you know, the ultimate fucking celebrity there was Dave Perry. I might put, just, you'll see him on the video, and I might put a picture up here somewhere. I've got a selfie with him. Honestly, really nice guy. I managed to collar him, sort of going through like the snack bar area. He's only a little bloke and all, but really nice chap. What else was there? Who else was there? Rich, Retroactive Rich, got a few bits off Rich. He hooked me up big style. Thanks, buddy. I don't think you'll watch anymore, but I know you've got more important things to worry about. But yeah, many thanks to Rich. I said many thanks to Craig Turner for hosting it and obviously you know, looking after us. Done Ant, Jane, his dad, who Dana knows quite well. I sort of always chat and say hello to him. He bought a game off me, so nice to see Jay again. Who else was there? See, I knew I was going to forget somebody. Bound to bloody happen. Done Tim, done Chris, done Jay, done... Cinny Steve. That's it. I know there was another chap I talked to. Cinny Steve. I have seen him comment. Nice to see you, pal. And yeah, good to sort of meet new folk. Like I said the other chap was Pete the teacher. Yeah, good chinwag. So very briefly, I say briefly, it's probably be longer than it needs and people will probably want. So there is some footage of revival there. It got really busy. I must admit, it was way busier than the last year. But in a good way. In a good way, there was a lot more vendors and a real good selection as well. I think that was the difference from last year. Last year, I know that I said I've spoken with Craig and I was speaking with Craig about it, and obviously it was all quite last minute. It got let down at last minute, which kind of reflected in it. I think this year he nailed it. I say he had some cracking stalls there. I'm not going to spoil surprise too much. I might have to edit the video as well for Jay. But there was one lad there with his mate, and they had a cracking stall. You know, it weren't dirt cheap, but some really nice, unique items. Honestly, if I had the fucking money, man, some really nice, and they were the prices were pretty reasonable. I'll show you an example because I bought two things from that stall. No, three things, but two from one of the guys and one from the other guy. If that makes sense. But yeah, it was nice, varied stall. There weren't any like fucking fudge sellers either, which is always a win. No one selling swords. I think the probably worst, if you like, the worst thing was just the merch, which was t-shirts and stuff, which I don't mind too much. At least they're gaming related, you know, and whatnot. So it is nice to see them. I think if my daughter had been there, she probably would have bought some of them. She isn't all that stuff. But yeah, I think overall, absolutely brilliant event. The Pinball Alley was quite good. I did a video of that. Always, when I see pinballs now, currently, I always think of Andy Hug because he's getting into his pinballs. But I had a blast in the pinballs. Really enjoyed them, and the Adams family there. I couldn't get Adams family, and that's always a problem. It's always a problem at play as well. But yeah, when these things get really busy, the machines just get hogged. You can't get anywhere near the buggers, and that was the case at Revive as well. Overall, I really did enjoy it. It was a pretty long day for us. I think we left about 7:30. We got there 8:30, 8:45. Obligatory McDonald's breakfast has to be consumed because I do need the coffee kick. I don't drink a lot of coffee I don't drink any coffee during the day, but I do like one in the morning. Yeah, so we had a chow down and then we wandered in. The only thing, and I don't mean to be Craig's probably going, you said it was great. The one thing, right, I haven't looked at it from a newcomer going into the event, Craig, I say, is just the signage outside. Because the lads got out, the two boys and James, and where we were parked, it was like the front of the stadium, and there's a big massive queue, and they were like, oh, look at the size of the queue, and I said, no, that's not the queue for that, where we need to go is all the way around the corner. And there was no signs to tell you. I know you've got a map that says it, but I think just one or two little signs just with arrows pointed to where people need to go. But people found it anyway. You know, that's me being really, really picky. But like I said to Craig, like, I have to be honest with you guys. If I turn around and say, oh, it's the best event ever, and everyone goes and it's shit, you're not going to watch me. You're going to fucking hate me and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to do that to you. I'll be honest with you. I've always been honest with you guys. I don't see the point in, you know, inflating or exaggerating events and gatherings for no reason. There's no point. But honestly, you know, just I think some of the quality and the variation in some of the items, the stalls and the vendors, I think really made a difference. And I know some people, especially the revival crowd, they're more about the games and celebrating the games and enjoying the games. But there's always, you're always going to have, you know, that clientele that do go to buy stuff, because, you know, some people don't like to use eBay. They like to, you know, physically see stuff, especially if it's big ticket items, and it's nice to see it all as well. So, you know, I think getting that balance right is probably really important. And yeah, I'd say it's definitely 100% better than last year. I would encourage, if I don't know what Craig's doing moving forward, you know, maybe he could just do with getting a big hall kind of set up and having it hosted that way, or well, I don't know what the options are. But I think, say, if you can keep up that kind of dynamic and that mixture of them vendors, etc., I think it's really, really good. It is different, and I think he fucking knocked the ball out of the park with Dave Perry. I think it was a massive success. Yeah, really enjoyable. So I think that's probably about enough. The video will, you know, do more explanation than I could. It's not going to be massively long. I didn't go around every single thing in depth. It's just a quick pan over, you know, where things were and what was there, essentially. Right. So I kind of organised it a bit. I'm doing 2 videos back to back here. Right, so I'm going to do James. Fucking, I'll tell you what. He's a little bugger, he is. So I don't know how to explain this without giving it away, given what's happened. And I don't want to steal thunder either, so I don't know. He'll probably say, "Oh, I don't mind." But essentially, James he collects Wii titles. I don't think he's going for a full set, anything like that, but certain titles. And obviously, I had my video, and I said to him, "Well, have a look. Let me know which ones you want out of it." Because again, with this, with the Wii stuff, I can always, you know, fire stuff into CEX and rebuy them. It's not too much of a problem. Obviously, what's happening to James, that may not be an option for him. Again, I'm trying to do this without giving it away too much. But he's just done me an absolute stellar deal. He really has. Unbelievable. Unbelievable, Jeff. So, it started off, he said to me, "Have you got these 2 Wii U titles?" And I said, "Yeah, I've got them." He said, "Oh, well, have you got them with the Amiibo, like the big box?" I said, "No, I haven't." So one of them you'll see, and I'm pretty sure I'm right in saying this, when it was released, it wasn't released in the big box version. It was later on, it came out in the big box version, and it was quite hard to get over here. I think a lot of people bought from Ireland and Germany and stuff like that. And that's Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker. So I gave James my loose copy, and he's given me his boxed Amiibo one, the Miro still sealed and stuff like that. And it was just like, dude, that's absolutely fucking awesome. You know, again, I'm not gonna. You've all seen, pretty much sure if you're into your Amiibos and stuff like that, you will have seen this. So it wasn't when I did pre-order Treasure Tracker, but this version was not available at the time. I don't know what Nintendo did then. I don't know why they did that. It was probably one of the only ones, you know, of that type that of a pre-order that wasn't available like that. And the other one, they then went, "What about this one?" I said, "No." I said, "I think I played a demo of this and I didn't really get on with it too much. So I didn't bother ordering the big version of this." And he's only gone and fucking... But he didn't want this game. He said, "No, I'm not too bothered about it. I'm going to get the second one when it comes out on the Switch anyway." And it's Splatoon. Again, with the Inkling Amiibo. So I gave him my loose Toad, and he just given me the whole Splatoon. I give him a big pile of, well, relatively big, I suppose, of Wii titles that he was after. And you know, those that have seen James's stall at Doncaster, when we've done Doncaster, you know, he's good lady wife's Japanese, so he's got a hand in the Far East, if you like. So yeah, some of his stuff's really, really tasty. We were speaking about this isn't Japanese. We were speaking about this game here, and when he turned up on Saturday morning, he said, "Oh, this one as well." I said, I sort of don't collect the Amiibo versions for 3DS. He's like, I thought you said you did. I said, no. I said, I've obviously got 3DSs and stuff like that. I said, I don't, not was that first. He goes, I'll stab it anyway. So the crazy bastard's going to give me Kirby Planet Robot with the Kirby Amiibo. What do you say to that? You can't say anything. The guy's an absolute nutter, legend. He's even got the pin badge. I didn't even know that. Just checked inside, he's got the pin badge. You can't compete, can you? You can't compete with that kind of generosity. I've given him a load of, what do you say? And then to compound it, his boot was fucking ram jam full of stuff. And I did say to him, "Oh, if you have a word with Dana, he'd probably put some of it on the stall, But I think, James being James, way more reserved than me. He's not a gobshot like me. And I think by the time we'd sort of thought about it, I think it was too late anyway, because none of it had been priced up. I think he was probably hoping for a few more tubers to be there and like do a Craig's ear again and flog it out the back of his boot. Yeah, because Dana did joke to me, say, "Fucking hell, Stu, what are you type bastard? Why don't you just get your own store?" I said, "Well, hang on a minute, you offered." If James had turned up with his stuff, we could have easily had a stall between us. I mean, mine were only loose carts. So, I mean, 2 Wii U box, big Wii U titles, Kirby's Planet Robot, and then he goes, "You haven't got this, have you?" I said, "No, I've got the cartridge. I've got the just the box." He goes, "Yeah, but you need this then, don't you?" I said, "Well, no, it's not PAL." He goes, "Yeah, but you haven't got this box." I said, "No, I haven't." So he goes, "You just have it." I was like, "Man, I can't handle this." So it's the Japanese version of Dance Dance Revolution for the Cube. So I've got the box. Yeah, I've got a full Cube set. I didn't have the big boxed, the mat essentially in PAL, but I have now got the Japanese one thanks to James. And then not only that, he then went and gave me the bongos, Donkey Kong. Absolutely superb condition. I only looked at them, but I know they will be because it's James's. Everything's absolutely pristino. So I was just like, fuck. And he went, "Well, if you have got them, you have to have Jungle Beat as well." Fucking like guilt-ridden, absolutely guilt-ridden. So I was just kind of like being battered by kindness at this point. It's only 32 and a half. This is all in my drive. This is happening, and because obviously all this stuff's in his boot. There's me thinking we were just going to do a swap for Toad Treasure Tracker. And I knew he was going to give me Splatoon because I sort of said I offered to give him a loose game. And that was a deal. I said I was going to give him a load of Wii titles. So I sort of said, "Look, yours, mate. I don't, always look after my mates." And then, fucking there's more. And then he goes, because obviously he's got like boxes of stuff. And he went, "Oh, I'm going to give you this as well." He said, "This is a sealed one, so you might." I'm not sure if it's an angle for me to go out and buy one. I don't know. Obviously, given I've got a full N64 collection, albeit not box complete. So it's I don't know what game it is. Is it a game or is it just a connection to it? But it's a RANDnet for the Nintendo 64 DD. But it's sealed. Maybe give me that so I'll do seal on the video. Clever boy. Yeah, I ain't got to scoop what that is. But also, I think he said this might be blank. I'm not sure if if he said it's got this game on it. I can't remember now. But another 64, Famicom Disk System, which I did see one there, and Harper had one. So I'm not sure if it has got golf on it, or if that's just like a logo and it's a blank. But I tell you what, the nice, yeah, very akin to the 3.5-inch floppies. Because I know in Japan they had machines that you could slot these in and you could write a new game to it. So he then pulls out this little tin and goes, oh, I'm not sure if these are in date, but you can have them anyway. There's a load of like Japanese sweets, which I'll just keep them for the packaging. He did read out the dates, I think they're like February something or other. A load of like little Mario sweets. Pikachu. I might attempt to take these to Blackpool and see if people will eat them. I never got round to doing that with Soft Tattoo. That stuff he sent me, I completely forgot. I got that pissed that I forgot to do it. And a nice cool little keychain here. One of the girls will have that, I think. It's pretty neat. So, it's fucking like, dude, man. And then he had a box of like loose cards, like Super Famicom stuff. I think he said that there's only one or two he's keeping. Unless he's not too bothered about. So I had to flick through them. So I'm interested in that and that. I was like, okay, it's fine. I said to him, look, I'll sort you out some cash. I did give him some cash. To be honest, at the end of the day, and that's all I had left. I do feel a bit bad if I give him some more money at some point. But I picked these games out from what he had. So on the these are all Famicom titles. Twinbee, in fantastic condition. Gradius 2, which never got released over here. Really, what was I going to say? A game really pushes the NES, the Famicom, technically. And Argus, I've not heard of Argus, but it's a bit of a shmup. And then there's this game, and he said, oh, because I'd asked him to see if his wife could get hold of it, because she does like the Yahoo auctions and stuff like that, and he'd always struggled, and I said, I don't know, I'll get it at some point. And I don't know, not sure when he got this, how he got this. He'd always planned to get this and give it to me at this point, I don't know. But yeah, he knocked me down with a feather with this one. Fucking Rockman 6. So I have got all of the Rockman or Mega Man 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 on the Super Famicom, on the Famicom now. So James, man, honestly, fucking an absolute legend. He really is a nice lad. Say the bastard's fucking leaving me and all. Can't believe it. But yeah, all the best in your future endeavours. So that's before I even got the revival. I could have just gone back in the house. I would have been happy. That's it. I'm done. I'm done here. I don't need to go anywhere. I mean, Jesus, you know, if nothing else, that's just a sign of what YouTube's done. You know, I would have known James if it went. Maybe we would have got talking to the booter, but obviously he started talking to me because he'd seen me on YouTube. So, you know, everyone sort of slates the tubes and this, that, and the other. But tell you what, some of my, probably all of my best mates now are tube people. Because they like what I like. You know, some of my sort of friends from before, yeah, they like the game and stuff like that, but they're not into it. So it's hard to sort of, other than talk about football, you know, when you're passionate about something, you like to share your passion with similar like-minded people. And yeah, I think, like I said, I think I might have mentioned this before. You know, some of my best friends that I've had have been from YouTube. Because it's just, I think it's a wonderful medium. It does have its faults, it does have its flaws, but man, that's just a prime example. So yeah, absolutely blown a bloody way. Right, shall we see what we got from actual revival, other than the massive haulage from James? So let me try and move some stuff about here. I want that. It's not like oodles of stuff. I think I probably need, between me and Jay, I think We supplemented the bar considerably. And I'll do that afterwards, yeah. I'm just trying to work out the best way of doing it without giving too much away. So what I'm going to do is, I picked up, I mentioned Rich, Retroactive Rich. He was there, and what did he call it? His retro dirt store. And it was, and I think, I said to him, I think you'll do alright. I think you said you got the right idea. He just had a lot of like, what you'd probably class as tat, but bits of stuff, cheap games, and he was just knocking them out. 10p, 20p, 50p, a pound. Boom, 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 boom. I think some guy wanted to buy something for a pound, and he tried to give him in like 5, 10s and 20s. He goes, no, I'm not having any changes, I just want coins, that's it. So you need to put a minimum spending of a pound. So we were having a bit of a chat and laughing and stuff. And I seen he had these games. And I was looking at them. I was with Jay. And I was like, looked at a couple of them. I was like, oh, shit. Because how much are them, Rich? And he did the usual, like we always do. This, that, and the other. And he said a £5 each. And I looked at Jay, because I know that Jay had this. And he very, very, very kindly gifted it to me. So I knew he had it more of a hand in some of these titles than I did. But I know what roughly they generally sell for, regardless of the title. So these are at least half that price. And he said in particular one of them, he goes, that's a good price for that one, because I was looking at that. So me being me, I went back to Richard and said, oh, you wouldn't do 15 for the 4. And he looked at me, laughed, he went, Stu, take the piss. He goes, as soon as the doors open and the hordes come in, you know they'll be gone, don't you? And I said, yeah, alright, I'll just give them the money. 20 quid. And I don't mind, yeah, obviously I don't fucking mind. And it's going to Richard, it's going to a good place, you know, fun more stuff. So for me 20 quid, I've got me 4 games for the mighty Atari 7800. So we got us, they all, you know what, I didn't even check. They're all in there. They could all be fucking empty, hang on a minute. I didn't even check. Rich could have just sold me fucking some 2600 titles. Let's check the last one. There was one in there that I was really interested in, which is this one I'm just looking at now, and I'll come to it in a minute. Yeah, they're all there. Yeah, so I've got four titles for the mighty 7800. First one being, he says about ruining it, Food Fate. Now I think I may have that loose. I think Jay, like I said, when he kindly gifted me the 7800, I think it's loose in his pile. But yeah, and I think it must span every fucking system and every generation of, you know, video games. It always has a flaw in whatever packaging it is, other than maybe the DVD sort of armoury case type things. But the 7800 problem is it's all top heavy. There's nothing at the bottom, so what you end up with is like a sump. You get sumps because there's nothing there. There's no structure there. But yeah, I mean, other than that known. Come back with a light. Other than that known issue, these are all in great condition. They really are. Super Huey. So it's a bit of a flight simulator type thing. Again, I've just, because they were cheap enough. So there's a sump. You can see the sump I'm talking about. The one that I was really happy to see, which hasn't got a sump as well. But I remember this on the Master System. This is one of the first or second games I played on the Master System. Which incidentally is a great port, and it's Choplifter. Look at the artwork on that though. There you go. But I say this is in pretty. All of these games, given their age, are in really good condition. The one that one that Jay said that's a good price for that is Impossible Mission. This has got the sump. This has got the sump, the hump, quite bad. Got the fucking hump, lad. But they're all box complete. So yeah, I know it was a good deal anyway. I was chancing my hand. But Rich being Rich and the kind of guy he is, I went back later on, you know, just chatting to people and stuff like that, having a laugh and whatnot. I think there was some guy there that was, I think he was haggling over like a 10p game or so, I can't remember. And he was like, look, you just bought a bag full of shit for like 10 quid and stuff like that. He goes, just give me the money. And anyway, obviously I think he was just getting up to there with it all. And I found one game and I had to check my phone. And I didn't have it. And I said, oh, how much is that? And he looked at me and he went, just have it. I think he was beaten. He was a beaten man. He went, just have it. I goes, no, I goes, look, I'll give you 50p because it's not in twos and ones, it's 50 pence a piece. He went, no, just have it, Stu. He goes, he wouldn't sell anyway. So, like I say, he's a nice guy, lovely man. He gave me solitaire poker on the Game Gear. Nothing to shout about, it's just one I didn't have. Like I say, for me, quite happy to pick loose Game Gear games up. But yeah, I say it was just that kind of atmosphere yesterday. It was really nice, really chilled out, just a great laugh. Okay, so actually continuing it on with Game Gear. There was a store opposite Dana's and Ants, and I think they were doing a lot of modded stuff. They had a few loose Japanese cubes and stuff like that, and they had like a box, and I don't know why, I must have overshot it earlier in the day, I don't know why. And then a route round, and I saw this one, and again, checked my phone against my sort of list, I didn't have it, and I think they had £5 on it, I think it was a £5. And I was cheekily said, oh, would you do 350? He said, yeah. So I said, oh, can he be equally cheeky and swap the case over? Because the one that was in had a cracked case. So for £3.50, I got me Outrun Europa on the Game Gear again. So like two titles of the gear, and like 4 for the 7800. It's not bad, is it? You know, some niche little systems. I was on the hunt for Jaguar, some Jaguar games. The only place I had any one was Vintage Gamer, yeah. But yeah, theme park box for a tenner. And again, I'm not too fussed about being boxed on the Jaguar. And then he had another one, and then it went from a tenner to like 40 quid. I was like, oh, I don't want to spend that. And he goes, I've got a sealed Zoop in there. And I think that was like 50 quid. I was like, oh, no, that's what the cartridges. No one had any Jag games, so yeah. But I did get some Game Gear, and I got some 7800s. So all is good. Right. So, I'll leave that one till last because that's a little bit of it's a nice item. That's a nice trophy item to finish on. So I mentioned there was a stall there that had, there was 2 lads there, like half and half, but one stall, but they had half each kind of thing. One of the chaps, obviously of Asian origin kind of thing. He wasn't Japanese, but he had some really nice items. And then there was his mate who had a lot of the Western stuff, really nice items. And you know, me and Jay were not kicking ourselves a little bit, because I spoke to Darth Steve afterwards, and I was like, and I looked at Jay and I thought, I wonder what the price of the other titles were. Jay will know what I'm on about. But yeah, so the chap, if you like, you know, the sort of the older chap who had all the Western stuff, he was setting it all up and this, that and the other. Really nice guy. And I seen this one in this little pile, like another tray. You know what I'm on about. You see the trays, flicking through it, and it's one I didn't have in. I've got the Japanese version of this. I know the PAL version on the Mega Drive is quite expensive, but I haven't got the US NTSC, which is what this is. So I asked him how much it was. So how much is a 2-tone cartridge? You know, kind of like not belittling it, but maybe obviously highlighting the fact that the back's all faded. Tenner. It's a tenner. And again, I know prices for certain things. There's no way I can know prices for fucking everything. Let's be honest. And Jay sort of went, it's not bad, you know, sort of thing. I didn't haggle either. I thought actually £10 doesn't sound too bad. So for a tenner, I've got me Saturday Night Slam Masters. with a dust sleeve. It's the only one he had in there that had a dust sleeve, but it has got 2 tonnage. But I've got like fucking NCAA basketball. I'll just swap the back over. It's not a big deal. So a tenner, it's not bad. I mean, I say I've got Muscle Bomber, which he had the Japanese version of Muscle Bomber, so he had a little bit of a mixture of stuff. But there was another. Well, you can go and watch Steve's video, but Steve picked up Turtles in Time, 15 quid loose cart. But I've got it anyway, so that's why I didn't ask. But there was other items on there, and we just didn't think, because you sometimes assume that the price is going to be really high, but this guy was selling stuff, man. He had a Donkey Kong crate that Quinny Craig got 160 quid. Jay said they're £300 because he's been watching one. So Jay was kicking himself because he thought it's 300 quid. It's 160 quid, and his mint. It wasn't mint, but it was in really nice condition. So look, it just goes to show, you know, never assume you'll make an ass out of you and me. But we assumed. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have 160 quid anyway. Hence why I said, if I'd had some cash, some nice items on there. Craig's here again. He missed out, man. They got some statues there as well. They had all the Sega hard girls. They had other stuff that I ain't got a clue. Jay's favourite character, I think he said he got the statue. My nice stuff. So, from the Asian, I'm going to say the Asian, I'm not being racist because he's not, because he is of Asian descent. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't mind me saying that if he's not going to watch this anyway. Lovely guy, honestly, really helpful. Had a bit of a laugh, like, you know, me and Jay and stuff, we just sat chatting and having a crack with the lads, the guys there. He had a box, which is my favourite, box on the floor. And when you looked at it, it just looked like it was all just Famicom titles. But when you looked underneath it, there was like Super Famicom titles. So I did make a bit of a mess of his box, so to speak. I had a rummage through, and I said, "Oh, how much are they?" I goes, "Are these individually priced, or is it?" He goes, "No, they're £3 each, or 5 for a tenner." It's all right. Started digging through, picked a few titles out, and my phone's shit. I've said this a million times. But I asked him, "Oh, do you know much about this one, this one, this?" And to be fair, the ones he didn't know, he looked on his phone for me. Some I had a rough idea of, you know, they looked semi-familiar kind of thing. One of them has fell out. It's in it's in James's car. I don't know what it is with me putting stuff in people's cars at events. I know that happened, especially like SNES stuff, because one ended up rattling loose in Daz's car at Blackpool 1 or 2 years ago. So I bought Super Street Fighter 2 loose car because it's like just cheap. It's fucking cheap. £2, you know. I'm gonna leave it there. So I haven't got that one, but I have got 4 Famicom titles. So first up, I've got this, and as soon as I seen it, I thought I recognise that, and I recognise this from a brilliant channel. If you haven't watched him, and if you're into your import stuff, Jimmy Happer, Import Gaming for the win. Doesn't do many videos, but man, that guy, editing is off the fucking scale. He doesn't come on camera, he just talks over stuff, but he's fucking brilliant. So I knew this was, I'm sure it's Valkyrie Chronicles, or Valkyrie that's not Valkyrie Profile. It's Valkyrie, there's like a Valkyrie Chronicles type series or whatever. And it's this one here. I think there's a couple of them. I think there's one on the PC Engine as well. So Jimmy did he does like overviews of genres or series of games or lines of games. The next one I grabbed, and I looked at it and went, "I think this is a shoot 'em up, Jay." And he went, "No, it might be an RPG." I said, "Oh." So I asked the guy, he said, "No, it's a shoot 'em up." And we know why. Well, I don't know what it's called actually. I should have checked it. I can't remember. Well, I can look at the code, but it's this one here. And obviously Jay thought he said RPG on it. I was like, "Yeah, but it's got a spaceship." The guy said it's a shoot 'em up. It may be an RTS RPG based in space. If it is, well, it doesn't matter anyway because it wasn't too expensive. £2. Now this one, and the good thing about this one, has a screenshot at the back anyway. I said to chat, "This is the Monkey King, isn't it?" He said, "Yeah." It's a Jaleco cart. Now looking at this one last night, this was converted and called Wappum, and I think Wappum's a semi-rare US title on the NES. So yeah, so this is called something number 2. I guess it's like Quest of the Monkey King. I'm sure it's something like that. So that's, if any of you used to remember watching it, that's Monkey Magic.
Monkey magic, monkey magic, monkey magic, monkey magic.
Man, I love Tripitaka. I love Monkey Magic. I know that Ben Shemuso, he's got a soft spot for Monkey Magic as well. And the last one I got, and I looked at this. The other guy, the older guy on there. He went, yeah, I know what that one is. He goes, they're cigarettes. Again, we're just having a laugh. But I had an inkling that this was a Castlevania clone / rip-off type thing. And the guy looked at his phone for me, top lad, and said, yeah, I think you're probably right. So it's like a side-scrolling type Castlevania copy, and it's Chesterfield. So the same guy was like, yeah, the cigarettes, I know what that one is. No, that's not what we mean. And I say, and Super Street Fighter 2. So that would have been the tenner. So I'm quite happy to have a £2 a game, and you know. And the last thing from their store is something that how can I put this? I don't avidly collect for this. I have got quite a nice collection, but my interest in this subset of collecting has always been for a different magazine. But I was at the store and I was chatting with me and Joe, chatting to the guys there, and there's another lad next to us, sort of on his hunches, not on his hunches, but on his ankle, squatting but like flat. And he's pulling out all these magazines from this box. And I like, again, I'm just a fucking joker. And he had this pile of magazines like, on his knees as he's squatting. And I sort of said, oh, you're going for the fucking World Championship deadlift squat for the amount of magazines on one go. They're all laughing and giggling, and I sort of wobbled him a little bit because he had fucking massive things. So the guys there, again, it was the older guy, had loads of Your Sinclair, Zaps, this, that, and the other. And as he's going through these magazines, I'm kind of watching, and I could see one or two that I'm thinking, I wouldn't mind them. And he goes past them, and then I sort of said, what ones are you after? I think he said Crash. He was after Crash. So I wouldn't mind the CVG ones. But no, there ain't no CVGs in there. I said, no, there is. You've gone past them, I've seen them. Again, no, as I said, just being, having a laugh and stuff. And this guy was just looking through them, and I just sort of said to the older chap, so I'm showing the magazines, they're £3 each. Oh, I'm only paying £3. So I left it. I did have a quick squiz through the box after the guy couldn't find any crashes and put them all, put them back in, sort of thing. And there's always in the back of the mind about these magazines. So I think just before, not too long before we left, so I'll go back and I'll have a look. See, I think there was only 3. I don't think there was 4. No, there was only 3. So I said to the chap, we should do 3 for a £5. Something else had happened which kind of sweetened the deal for me, I think, which I used to my advantage. I'm not going to spoil anything. And the guy went, yeah, but shh, don't tell anybody else. So for £5, right, and it's not bad. And this used, because it's what I said to him, I said, this used to be my gaming Bible for Superplay. And them that know will know, and it's CVG, Computer and Video Games. I fucking love this magazine. Because it was multi-platform, so you had a bit of everything, exposure to everything. I mean, it's just absolute, so many memories. It's just brilliant. When I look at these like hand-drawn adverts. I mean, this one's got, is it the Dark Crystal? No, Cauldron 2 on it. Arcade Action Special. I haven't even looked at these yet. I've not even looked through them. I'm just an ignorant bastard. Don't worry about me. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. So that's June 1986. 1986. We've got March 87. Arkanoid on the back. Imagine. Great company. And it fucking stamp of quality that was. To see if there's anything to stand out in here. Just, yeah, I loved. Oh man. Just all your 8-bits. So what does it say it's got on it? Just it used to say what it covered. Change it. And then April 87, which is that gunship, isn't it? Yeah, gunship. Head over heels on the back. Oh, the Conic Speed King. I've got one of them. Fucking bad boy joysticks. Yeah, it's just, I say, I have got a video. Them that might be or not interested. It's called Old Paper. So I've got quite a stack, if you like, of CVGs and retro games and stuff like that. Right, I'm going to finish up now. Oh God, it's only 38. It's only 38. Balmy. I must be fucking balmy. Right, last one. I eyeballed this early doors, and I was like, fucking hell. And he had something out that I was kind of semi-interested in. He had a price on it. I thought, I can't stretch that far to that. If Dane would have been any better of a salesman, I might have been able to. My hair, look at my hair, look, because I'm in the shower. But next to him, Ant Harper, like I said, top bloke, really is, really nice guy. He's got a weird fetish for Sega, for Spectrums though. You know what I want about Ant and Dana. It's a weird. It's probably not an in joke, but I think probably most people who know Ant know what he's like. Anyway, he had some quite nice items, I must admit. So there's two things I was interested in. One of them had a price on it. I was like, I don't know. I may be able to acquire that from elsewhere, so I was kind of like put that on the back burner. But there's one other thing he had, and he showed me early doors, and I was like, fucking hell. And I said to him, how much is it? And he went, I think it's £35. And even at £35 thinking, but it's all early doors, you know. And again, towards the end, getting towards the end, I asked him again, I said, oh, have you managed to double check? I said, because I said, you did say 35 quid. And he checked his little list, and it was £35. And what did I give him a real low boy. I said, oh, would you do 25? And he looked at me, a bit like Rich looked at me and goes, you're taking the fucking piss, lad, you are. And he said 30. And I said, tell you what, meet me halfway, 27.50. And he ummed and ahed, and I said, £27.50, you can skyrocket, you ain't taking it home. He was like, go on there. So he really looked after me. So that's why I've left this to the last. Just not disrespecting James and stuff, just these like the pickups, if you like, that I paid for. Because I was really happy about this. And when I got home, I was even more happier when I could sort of check it over. So he really looked after me, Ant. Again, check Ant's website out. I say, a lot of great stuff on there. He's an 8-bit nut job. Really is. Loves his speckies, loves his 48Ks and stuff like that. But I think he got told off, didn't you, mate, for having too many systems. So he started thinning them out a little bit. But yeah, hardware maniac. Anyway, for £27.50 sold me a turbo stick. TurboGrafx turbo stick. This is fucking nigh on mint. Honestly, it's absolutely pristine. And it's been a while since I bought any turbo. There wasn't much turbo stuff there. Even the guy who had a lot of the import stuff, he only had 2 games. I had them both. So, I mean, this is. It's got the poly's not even cracked. It's got the manual. It's even still got the cellophane on the button, so you can see that. I mean, that is a thing of beauty. Now, what was it? Oh yeah, the Asian chap from that store. He had a stick. I can't remember what it was. I think it was like a. It's an MSX joystick, very similar to this in design and style. It's for the MSX. But what he said was, and I think he was, I know he was right anyway in what he was saying, but because it's an Atari, I think you call it Atari, I don't know what the official term is, but I know in terms of like, is it the 8-pin DIN? Is it an 8-pin DIN? No, it might not be an 8-pin DIN because that's a circular one, isn't it? In terms of the connector, let's see what they call the Atari connector, which works on Amigas, Spectrums, the early Spectrums, this, that, and the other. And then Amstrad brought out their own version of it. So a lot of the control sticks have to have a grey and a black connector. But anyway, this MSX joystick, very similar to that looking. Because I did wonder, I said, oh, what's? Oh, it's an XE one. That's what it was. It was the some X-XE, and I've seen that for PC Engine. And he said, oh no, it's an MSX joystick. But he did say it may work on stuff like the Master System, etc. But I thought, I don't really risk it. And then went and did me such a deal. Made it with that. So that's it. Revival the Rivals. If I have forgotten anybody, honestly I do apologise. I'm just trying to think through. I hope that I haven't. There's going to be someone there I'm just going to be like, oh, man, I'm so sorry. I think that was everybody. If not, I say I apologise once more. Get yourself booked up. Get yourself liking the Facebook page for Revival. Again, I don't know where it's going to be next year. I'm pretty sure it's going to be on again. It just run for 2 days, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, this year, poles apart. Really, really enjoyed it. Just a chilled, great day. Played some games, drank some beers, met some people, chewed the fat, bought some nice stuff. Great times with great people. What more can you want? Take it easy, YouTube, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.